Okay, so today's objective is to create and solve multi-step word problems from given tape diagrams and equations. So if we look at both our equation and our tape diagram, we can kind of figure out what's known and what isn't known here. The tape diagram has two pieces of tape, so it tells us that this is a comparative model. So I'm going to label tape 1 T1 and the second tape T2. If I look at the variable M here tells me that I'm looking for eventually the total of both tapes. So the variable M represents the total value of tape 1 and tape 2. And so if you go look at the equation here, the equation tells us that what we're going to be solving to find the total is we're going to have to add both tape 1 and tape 2. However, there's more to our equation because it is a multi-step problem. So before we can go ahead and fill in our equation with values, we have to find another part. Tape 1 is given to us. The value of tape 1 is represented by the 215,000. So the value of tape 1 is already given to us. So we don't need to compute to find it. But we do need to compute to find the value of tape 2. The value of tape 2 is unknown, but what we do know is that it's 90,000 more than tape 1's value. So this 90,000 is equal to how much more or how much greater it is than tape 1. So in order to find that, we're going to actually find tape 2 by taking tape 1's value, that 215,000, and adding in that 90,000 more. Our equation is to find the total. We're going to have to take tape 1 and then add tape 1 plus 90,000, which would give us tape 2, and add both together. Now that we know what the problem is asking us to do, we can go back to our objective to create the word problem that we want to use. Our word problem has to be reasonable with the numbers that it's giving us. So for 200 numbers in the 200,000s, it may not be reasonable to say that somebody has 200,000 candy bars. So something this large, sometimes distance or weight of very large animals like elephants or rhinos could be used here. But I'm going to use population. So if you look at my problem, it says 215,554 people live in town A. Town B has a population that is greater than town A by 90,457 people. So this amount here, the by 90,000, the amount that it's greater, is represented by this piece of tape. Town A's value is represented here by T1, tape 1, right? So this is now town A. And we know that town B is more than it. So we have a little extra piece of tape that says it's 90,000 more. And the question, here's our question at the end, is asking us how many people live in both towns. So that word both or combined is the combined total. Which is representative by the value by the variable M here, which is both T1 and T2 together. I'm interested to see what you get as an answer.